girls and guys, it is Zaira from ZaiLetsPlay, and we are back with another episode of KaoshKraft. I was gonna say of Minecraft Comes Alive, but no, wrong series. So today we are gonna go ahead and finish up our portal house, and we're gonna work on some lighting things. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. I really liked reading all your comments because, like I said, what I was gonna try to start doing is pick a topic and we'll talk about it in a video. And last week it was about going back to school and stuff like that, and just kind of some advice that I had. And this week I wanted to talk about bullying because someone said, "Sai, have you ever been bullied? Have you or if you hadn't, how would you react to it?" And I would always say, like, when we were growing up, like my generation, bullying was not something that was talked about a lot. That word wasn't really used unless it was really severe. If it was like in a physical sense where people were beating you up or something. Otherwise, if it was just words, people really just said like, "Oh, get thicker skin," or, you know, just ignore them, blah, 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 blah. So looking back at it now, I think the things that I went through, people would probably say is bullying. But in my opinion, it's hard for me to say, oh, name calling someone is bullying. I feel like that word bullying now is just thrown around too lightly, like, oh, someone calls you one name, so now they're bullies or something like that. And I think it takes away from the fact of people who actually do get bullied. When I was growing up, I wouldn't say I got bullied. I would say people teased me, but I felt like everybody did that. Everybody goes through teasing at some point in your life. For some people it's worse than others, but when I was growing up, you were just kind of told to get over it. So that was kind of my mentality on it, was just, all right, I'm getting messed with, whatever. Either you say something back or you just ignore it. So I kind of always had a big mouth. So I always stuck up for myself because I was always really small. I was like always really skinny, and I was always the shortest kid in the class and stuff. So I've always felt like people thought they could just pick on me because I was so small. But I was like, oh no, don't get it twisted. I'm feisty. So I would say what I got teased about the most was probably my weight. I was always very skinny. It wasn't until like the last couple years when I finally kind of put on some more weight and stuff. It wasn't ever that I wanted to be skinny. I wished I could put on weight. I just never did. So I would always be called like walking stick or toothpick, or I remember the thing is, even my cousins would say this to me. Like whenever we walked through a crack, they'd be like, "Oh, be careful, you're gonna fall through." And it was, why can't I not jump up on that thing? It was just comments like that. That was basically my whole entire life. It was just that, the fact that I was skinny. And then I would say from around the age of 11 to 13. So when I was in middle school, I would say that's when guys started like teasing me as well. And I would say it was because, and I cannot believe I'm sharing this with you guys. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you guys because maybe, I don't know, maybe it can make you feel better. So, when I was around that age, when I was in middle school, everybody was starting to, you know, or most people had already gone through puberty and stuff like that. And so the girls were starting to, like, you know, get boobages. And I never had big boobages. To this day, I don't have big boobages. So, I remember that was kind of all, that was that became the focus, the fact that I didn't have big boobages. And, eventually, I just had to learn to accept within myself that I was just not going to be someone that had big boobages, and I just had to get over it. So I did. I was like, you know what? That's just how my body is. I cannot change it. So why am I gonna make such a big deal about something I cannot change? So eventually, I just kind of ignored it, and the guys stopped. That's kind of how it worked. And the thing about guys during that age is they forgot everything within like 5 minutes. Like the next day they forgot, like they just didn't remember or anything like that. So that was fine. And just to put it like this way, the guys that did make fun of me about it were also, I wouldn't say they were my friends because I didn't talk to them all the time, but I still talked to them and stuff. It wasn't like I hated them or they hated me. That was just kind of like their go-to thing whenever because the thing about me is I always had a big mouth. So like if you ever tease me about something, I would make you look stupid in a second. Like I would just make you feel so stupid. And that kind of got me in trouble sometimes because yeah, I just needed to learn to control that. And that was always how I was. If someone made fun of me, I would make fun of you 10 10 times worse, and you would never mess with me again. I was feisty. And that's how I kind of just grew up. And like I said, I wouldn't call it bullying. I would just say that's what everybody went through. I remember the same guys that would make fun of me were like shorter than me. And I was just like, here you are trying to make fun of me. And I could like step on you. And you guys know how small I am. So it was just kind of like that. It was just a back and forth type of thing. But I feel like it's a lot harder nowadays because you guys can never escape bullies. If someone's bullying you at school, they have your Facebook and they have your phone numbers and they have Twitter and they have like all of these things now to keep bothering you. And that's something that I didn't have growing up. You know, if someone messed with you, you left school, you didn't have to see them till the next day and it was fine. But nowadays, someone picks on you, it's like they're always there. And I think that's probably something that's very, very challenging is for kids nowadays, is the fact that you guys can't get away. Even on Minecraft servers, people bully each other and they say things that they shouldn't say. I think one thing that people need to remember, and you need to remember this for the rest of your life, because bullies are around at any age. You could be 25 and there's still going to be people that are 25-year-old bullies. And one thing they have to remember is know who you are as a person, know that people like you for who you are, and that you don't need to change for anybody else. And if someone doesn't like you for some stupid reason, like because they think you don't look the way you're supposed to, then they're not people you really want to be around anyway. Those are not people you want as friends. That's how you have to think about it. So I know to say like words are just words, but you kind of do have to have that mentality because, like I said, even as adults, people will still say hurtful things. People will still be mean. People will still be rude and say things they shouldn't say. So I would say take school as a lesson and just remember that those people don't matter. You're not ever going to see them. Once you're done with school, you're probably never going to see them again. And that's how you have to think of it. Once, like, if you're getting bullied while you're in high school or something, once you're done, you're done. You never have to see them again. Who cares, you know? And you just have to learn to be confident enough within yourself. And then anything anybody else says won't really matter. Like, one thing that I always told myself when I was getting picked on was the fact that I was always really good at school. And I remember always telling myself, well, you know what? At least you're smart. At least you're smart. Always try to find one thing that you love about yourself. And that's what I want you guys to do. If you hate everything else about yourself, if you hate the way that you look, if you hate the way you talk, if you hate whatever, I want you guys to leave a comment down below and tell me one thing that you love about yourself. I don't care if you're sitting there for like 5 hours trying to think of something. Tell me one thing you love about yourself. And whenever somebody tries to tear you down or bring you down, just remember that one thing. Remember that one thing that you actually do love about yourself, whether it be the fact that you're good at art or even if you're good at building in Minecraft, whatever it might be, just always remember that one thing, and always use that as your motivation. And don't ever stoop to someone else's level. I think as someone, if you don't like to be called names, don't ever name call someone else. Don't ever bully someone else, because you should know how that feels and you should know how much that hurts. So don't ever do something to someone else that you wouldn't want done to yourself. And I think that's also really important. I would say the thing that I did wrong was when someone picked on me, I would always say something back, and I would stoop down to their level. And I don't think I was right with that. I don't agree with it. I never picked on someone if they didn't pick on me first, but I don't think it was okay for me to do that either. I was someone that my defense mechanism was, if you were gonna say something mean to me, I would find the thing you were most insecure about and throw it in your face. And I don't agree with the way I was. But then again, I was still young and I was still like, looking back at it now, I would do things differently. So that's kind of my whole thing on bullying. I still wouldn't say I got bullied. Because like I said, it was things my cousin said. It was just even my sister used to say it, but I used to make fun of her too. And that's just how kids were then. But I think it is a lot different nowadays. And I feel like when you are quick to say you're being bullied, you're already putting yourself in a mind frame that you're you're someone that gets bullied. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. I think this is the thing. I get too passionate about things and then it becomes a problem. It really, really does. And if you feel like nobody loves you, just know that I do and that I still think you guys are perfect. And at the end of the day, how you are when you're 13 or 16 is going to be a lot different than you are when you're 20. You're going to change a lot. Your friends are going to change. And again, all that stuff isn't going to matter. And just always remember the one thing you do love about yourself. And I remember when I was taking my psychology classes, they always said that. They said, kids who get bullied, they should always find that one thing that they love. And I do think that that's important. I really do. Alrighty, guys, but that's enough on that because I needed to tell you guys something else. So I wanted to work on a lighting source and I wasn't sure what to do. I was going to do like the whole traditional fancy lamp thing, but it was too big for everything around here. So then I thought about doing it like this and then having a torch on top, but I thought that was too boring. And then I had this one, but I kind of don't like how it looks. So then I came up with this genius idea that's probably someone else's done, but I never thought of that about it till now, of using green blocks and then putting a torch in the middle because it kind of just blends in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know if I have more cacti, so I'm gonna go check. If not, we are gonna go steal some from Ricky. Yeah. All right, so let's go do that now. But yes, I always try to think like when I have kids, what would I tell them if they are getting picked on? And I would just always reassure them that they have someone who loves them and they have their parents. There's going to be me and then probably Ricky because I'm going to have his babies. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I don't know. There's just pretend I didn't make that joke, quote unquote joke, because it wasn't funny. Oh, let's go steal cacti from him. But yeah, I always tell them they have someone that loves them for who they are. And if you have that, no one else in the world matters. No one else's opinion matters. And again, I would always tell them to focus on the one thing that they do love, whether it be music or art or anything. I would always encourage them to just focus on that because people who bully people, you have to think they're very insecure. There's something in their life that they don't like. Maybe they don't like themselves. Maybe they don't like the situation that they're having at home. You don't know what those people are going through. And I'm not saying you should feel sorry for them because it's not okay for them to go around picking on someone. But sometimes you honestly don't know what people are going through at home. And I think that's one thing we all need to remember. Sometimes when someone seems like they're just being like, excuse my language right now, but I just don't have another word. When someone's being bitchy or when someone's being mean or hurtful, maybe they are going through something really serious at home and they just have no one to tell, so they have to take it out somehow. And that's why we should always just try to be nice to one another. And I think that is something that we need to do more. I think we're growing up in a society that's just starting to be really mean all the time. Just being mean for no reason. It's like we just enjoy being mean just to be mean. And I would say I'm not innocent in that. Sometimes I hate on things just to hate on them just because I want to have an opinion on it. And that's not okay. That's not okay. So I am at fault. I am not perfect. But yeah, so if you don't want to ever get bullied, don't ever be a bully. And that's it. And again, don't forget to leave that one comment. I want everybody to do it. I really do, because I think it'll help you whenever you're feeling down. Just name one thing that you love about yourself, and it could be anything. I don't care if it's like the shape of your fingernails. I don't care. Just name one thing. By the way, I always like my nails, you know? I always have. Yes, I have. I always really liked it. All right, so let's go ahead and how many did I get? 2. I'm going to have to grow them. And then we'll go ahead and do our little strategy. I could do a carpet as well. Like I could get green carpet and then put it on top. So I might do that, but I need to grow the cacti first. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. By the way, guys, I'm gonna be going to England soon. Woo woo, for my birthday. Yeah. So again, I always say this, but if you guys want to send anything to Ricky for his birthday, because it's the same day, September 24th, you guys are going to have to do it now so that I could take it with me when I go there and give it to him, because he doesn't have a P.O. box, but I do. So just letting you guys know, if you want to, you don't have to. It's not mandatory or anything like that. And go ahead and leave your topic for the next episode of KaoshKraft. And let me know if you like this. I kind of do. I know sometimes I could be really ranty, But if you understand what I mean, it just means we're on the same wave, you know? We're on the same train. Put it that way. The same choo-choo train to crazy land. I'm kind of afraid. If you could understand what I mean, then that just means you're kind of crazy like I am. But crazy is good sometimes, you know? If you think about it, some of the most influential artistic people are crazy, but I'm not very artistic, am I? All right, guys, I'm just gonna end it here. So I hope you guys had fun watching. Please like, favorite, comment, and share, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode on the KaoshKraft server. Bye!